that, you think might help the audience that you might want to share?
Yeah. So I read this book, and it was quite significant to me. And the reason it was because I read it right after I did that event, and it really helped me to realize how to dream, how to reach beyond where I felt I was in my life, both mentally, emotionally, and financially. And it was a book called The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. And it was just such a huge, thought-provoking, self-reflecting book for me that it really helped me realize that everything's up to me. And what that did was, for a little girl who, because really I was like that 7 or 8-year-old little girl when the abuse started happening to me, even at that point in my life, and then I was 38, I really felt like I was the person that was in control of my life. And so I became ravenous for information, and I started doing a lot of self-improvement reading, reading about financial improvement, understanding, finances and wealth, and understanding emotional intelligence. 5 Love Languages was another book that was incredible for my marriage. I just really started digging into as much that I could to learn how to better self-reflect on myself and be the best me I could be. And the other thing that was really huge, I really want to share with everyone listening, is surrounding myself with other men and women who supported me, who accepted me and loved me and wanted my success. And those people that I surrounded myself with, they were people, Jane, like you, and people that were already at a level of success. I saw you. Here is this beautiful, independent woman who was in business with her husband and, wasn't perfect, but she, had a plan, and she was pursuing that plan. And you helped me see that, you can achieve what you want to achieve with the right resources and support. And I think that's tremendous. I didn't do this journey, Jane, by myself. I was not alone for even a second in this. I don't know that I honestly do not feel I would have been able to do this journey on my own. So
right, having mentors in your life, in whatever you're doing, is so important.
It is.
So yes. So what businesses do you have, and how does that all work for you?
Okay, so we actually have 3 businesses. I have been in accounting and tax preparation for 29 years. So I've been doing that business. All of these are run, by the way, from our home office and my wonderful iMac computer. We also have a business where we teach in the restoration industry, coaching. We coach businesses, help them set up systems. I'm a kind of a strategic planner by trade, naturally, my natural ability. And we teach marketing and help companies get into the industry and teach them about the billing and customer care. And then we sell online classes doing that. Everything is online with that. And then we also have a company where one of my husband's big passions is tiny houses and mortgage, people being mortgage-free and building their own homes. So he is an ex-contractor and has a lot of experience with that. So he is very passionate about that. So we run that business where we do a lot of video training, sell digital products online, and do a lot, with our YouTube channel with that. So those are very successful companies. They're not, $100 million companies by any means, but they do quite wonderful to support us very well in the lifestyle that we enjoy. And we work very, very part-time. By part-time, I mean, I don't know. I maybe work cumulative average, I don't know, maybe 30 hours a month, I'm going to say. And Kevin works less than that. And that's mostly because I do the taxes and the bookkeeping. And so we just really enjoy a life that we've designed for ourselves to in the way that we want to live our life and with the kind of freedom that we want to have and dictating our own schedule. And it is absolutely a blessing to me that I get to do that with my husband. We spend every day together, literally. We've been building our own home in the last year and a half together, and it's always fun and interesting. It can be challenging when you have different, thoughts on things, but it's really great to have that person who is just, ultimately there's no one that supports each of us like the other one does. So it's been very great, a really awesome journey. And the business that I really want to point out here, Jane, that one of the things that to me is the coolest thing is all three of those businesses that I just talked to you about is me and Kevin doing what we are most passionate about. If I could wake up every day and do something and not have to worry about the money, I would not change what I'm doing.
Yep.
And I love that. To me, that is the ultimate that's the ultimate success for us.
Yep.
So,
and it's just an amazing story from coming where you were, from the back roads of country and everything else. I know you haven't moved into the city, but you have, like you say, the freedom that you can do what it is you want to do because you have built your life like that. And you have visualized it, and you dreamt it, and you have created it. And that's what it's all about, right?
Mm-hmm. And learning that, Jane, was like when you just said the creating it, and you taught me about vision and learning how to manifest. These are all, I know when I first heard these terms, I thought, oh, that's very woo-woo, and oh, that's all great for, someone else maybe. But it's really not, it's something that's possible for anyone, no matter where you are in your life, what's going on for you right now. It is absolutely within your means to be able to envision what your perfect life looks like, and it is absolutely within your means to be able to manifest that for yourself. You just have to understand how to do that, have the tools and the people in your life that will support you in that, and some patience. You got to be willing to do the work, but it's just anything's possible for you. And if the only thing someone gets out of listening to this is that, then that's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Annissa. So I have a few questions I thought we'd work through, and maybe you could help us with answering them.
Absolutely.
We talked about this a bit, but you mentioned a couple of books. Which one of those books was the most impactful in your life, and which do you go back to and read again and again?
I would have to say, hands down, The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. That I have that book. It is so earmarked. It is so highlighted. It is so written on. I have read that book at least a dozen times. And I first picked it up when I was 38 years old. I'm now 49. But amazing book. I like it. It just really resonated with me on so many levels and made me really look inside myself and ask me the questions about what do I want, where am I at? And I think that's where it all starts.
Yeah, that's cool. And what one thing or person has helped you the most in your journey?
I would say the single biggest thing that has helped me in my journey is to have mentors and people in my life that support me. And gravitating towards those people has absolutely changed my life. There was a man that came into my life when I was about 30 years old and named David, and he could have been my father. He was old enough. And he pretty much adopted me as the daughter he never had. And I lost him about 10 years ago to a car accident, but that man changed the course of my life by being a man who chose to become an amazing father figure to me who didn't have to. So the biggest thing I would say is people like him, my uncle, people like you that have come into my life, Jane, that I've surrounded myself with those kind of positive forward people that support me.
Yeah, absolutely. And what is the most important thing you can do for yourself, and why?
Well, I would have to say one of the most important things right now that I do for myself, it would be meditate. And when I say meditate, my meditation is walking 3 or 4 miles a day on the beach. That's my meditation, being near the ocean. But to meditate and really think about what is good in my life and what's going good, and focusing on that has been very, very huge. It keeps my mindset in a very positive realm.
Yeah, and then the next question you kind of just answered. What do you do on a daily basis that helps propel you forward?
I do what makes my heart sing. Yeah. I do exactly what makes my heart feel good, whether that's, walking on the beach is a huge thing for me, focusing on the good, surrounding myself with people that support me. Yeah, for sure.
That's great. And when you have, I'm going to say when you have negative thoughts, how do you turn them into the positive?
Oh, this is definitely a struggle that I have. Like I said, the past doesn't dictate the present or the future, but it does affect it. And so, if I let I really have learned to be very consciously aware and present of my thoughts. And so when negative things creep in, which they do, that's not something you're just going to ever get away from. I thought I would. I thought I'd just learn how to never have a negative thought again, but that's not what happens. It comes in. It'll really take me down fast, Jane. I mean, it can really affect immediately me physically and can affect me mentally and emotionally very quickly. And so what I do is I stay aware and I stay conscious and I work on staying present. Because if you're in the present, there's no stress or anxiety and usually no negativity. If you have negativity in the present, you can immediately change it, right? By either removing yourself, removing a person, you stop what you're doing, do something different. So when these negative thoughts will come in, I will, I consciously say to myself, cancel that thought. Where am I at right now? And what good is happening with me right now? And I focus on those things. And all I have to do is say that to myself, and immediately my children and my grandchildren come to mind, and just everything. I can physically feel myself change. So it's something you've got to be aware of and have a game plan, because you will have negative thoughts come into your head. You've got to just get those out of there.
Yeah, well, your brain is there trying to protect you, so it puts fear and all sorts of other stuff into it. And so those things you just have to push down and say, what's going on right now? There's no fear right now.
Yep, exactly.
So it's exactly what I feel too. So, and what type of people do you hang out with, and why?
I only hang out with really uber cool people. Well, they are. They're all uber cool. But I hang out with people that, again, make my heart sing. People that are good for me, people that support me, people that encourage me, and people that accept me for who I am. There's nothing wrong with me, and there's nothing to be changed about me. I love who I am. I feel very good in my own skin. And if I'm around someone that makes me feel badly in any way, then I know I'm around someone that's not good for me. So I will end that relationship or that association. So that's the type of people that I hang out with are those that support me, encourage me, and let me be the best me I can be.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Mm-hmm. Well, That's about it, unless there's something else you'd like to tell our audience before we sign off. I totally appreciate your